Winners, the Philadelphia 76ers, absolutely bananas. Ben Simmons gone, hallelujah. Daryl Morey, absolutely genius for landing James Harden. They could have settled for a De'Aaron Fox or Malcolm Brogdon. The endless Simmons trade rumors non-stop finally comes to an end. Harden opting in next season. At least 2 opportunities to work with prime Joel Embiid. Philly arguably the best duo in the league today. Embiid a chance to win MVP. There will be times though Harden will need to score 30 plus due to Embiid's health concerns and missed games. At the same time, the Sixers a better team overall, have an opportunity to win the title. If they get to the conference finals, it will still be a good sign for Embiid, but their chemistry will have to work quickly. At the same time, I don't trust Doc Rivers or James Harden in the postseason. I made a recent video on my reactions to the Harden and Simmons trade. Just click on the link above if you want to see that. Losers, the Brooklyn Nets, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, an absolute travesty of a big 3 era with Harden. Always one issue after another. It was harder than rocket science to have all 3 of them suit up on the court at the same damn time. Always an injury, personal issues of absence and whatnot. The worst experiment of any big 3 anybody can remember. A total disaster of a mess. Steve Nash been terrible as a coach. Can't manage any of his players. 9 straight losses and counting. I won't be shocked if the team ends up losing 13 straight. Everything went downhill when Durant got hurt. Kyrie still can't figure out a damn way to play home games. Seeing his team get absolutely destroyed, abused, annihilated, and humiliated without him on the floor, and he's not doing a damn thing about it. Absolutely selfish. The second big disaster Irving has caused, first with Boston, and now a top 10 player in the game leaving him to join a division rival because of the lack of sacrifices and commitments to accumulate for his teammates. KD now having to deal with 2 of the most hated players in the league on his team for their attitude reasons. Who knows when Ben Simmons will actually suit up after the disaster last postseason. The team stuck in the play-in position. I don't see them going far, although they have landed Steph Curry and Andre Drummond, have good shooters in Curry and Patty Mills, and possibly Joe Harris returning. The different mixes of personalities between Irving and Simmons, the team needs a stronger leader to manage all the different attitudes. Winners, Cleveland Cavaliers, the franchise not playing around, going all in for the playoffs, maintaining a high seed. It appeared their season was in jeopardy after the injury to Colin Sexton and then Ricky Rubio ACL tear. 2 bad breaks leading to the addition of Rajon Rondo, a 3-team trade. LA got basically nothing in return. Also the addition of near 20-point scorer Caris LeVert reuniting with former Nets teammate Jared Allen in a trade involving the Pacers, getting rid of the injured Rubio, a 2022 first and 2 2022 second rounders, with the powerful front line of Allen, Evan Mobley, Lauri Markkanen, and exciting all-star backcourt Darius Garland, solid Caris LeVert. The team no longer worries about lottery picks, might even win a playoff series, and rebuilt nicely from the ground up. Kevin Love is happy with the franchise as if LeBron was still there. Winners, Los Angeles Clippers. The front office doing everything desperately, trying to maintain a play-in spot, making a bet on PG and Kawhi returning possibly March. Just think about why they went all out, got Robert Covington and Norman Powell. It made no sense for them to get Eric Bledsoe before the season in the first place, but made absolutely 100% sense to trade him, who's becoming the next summer 2021 Trevor Ariza traded around the country. An efficient point guard, no need to worry about that. Getting rid of Justin, who's still holding on to the NBA Winslow, Keon Johnson, and a 2025 second rounder. No sweat, luxury tax bill won't matter to billionaire Steve Ballmer. Wanting to win at all costs, the franchise still looking to be in the contention hunt for at least a few more years. Winners, the New Orleans Pelicans. The franchise looking to form their new big 3, CJ McCollum, Zion, and Brandon Ingram, the 10th seed for the play-in. If Zion gets back, will scare the Lakers even more in that potential matchup game. McCollum 2-year left on his contract, 69 mil, perhaps just enough to keep Ingram and Zion content staying. The team trending towards the right direction after being around 500, making us forget about the embarrassing 1-12 start. The team looking good short term, but long term still not enough to make serious noise against the better Western Conference teams. Winner, Marvin Bagley Jr. Hallelujah. About time he finally got out of Sacramento. Already too much friction with the team. Now trying to play for a decent contract. Looked like he was on verge of being out the league. With the Aitons, Doncic, and Trays of the world absolutely excelling, Bagley needs to produce in the Motor City, trying to get rid of that bus label. unacceptable. Winners, Utah Jazz landing Nickeil Alexander-Walker from the Blazers, a 26-minute per game guy averaging around 13 a game, no heavy pressure off the bench in a 3-team trade, plus San Antonio's Juanjo Hernan-Gomez by giving up Joe Ingles out for the season with an ACL tear. Ingles, age 34, already declining, a smart business decision alongside Elijah Hughes in a second. Winners, Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers, one of the best rookies from a season ago, a stellar second season, being the Kings' best player at averaging 14 a game, over 7 dimes, and a good 3-point shooter at 41%, the sample size large enough to see he can really shoot the ball, not having to worry about a miserable stinky Kings franchise that produced no results year in year out, the perfect middle ground for a small market Pacer franchise looking to restock if the trade can end up like a Jermaine O'Neal situation. Indy would take this 10 out of 10 times. Alongside rookie backcourt mate Chris Duarte, both guys be shooting lots of threes. TJ McConnell off the bench out for a while. Tyrese will likely become the best player on the team by next season. While for the Pacers, moving forward to a new direction, finally got rid of their quality pieces who are good players but not helping the franchise move the needle. Team was going nowhere. Halliburton, just like Malcolm Brogdon, great shooters, solid playmakers. Tyrese, 21 years old. Another winner, Miles Turner, being in trade talks the last 3+ years, it's safe to say he's now officially the primary center for the main Pacer big men. After talks of Sabonis being better than him, Miles no longer has to deal with that. On to the losers, the Portland Trail Blazers and Damian Lillard. The franchise treating Dame an absolute travesty of a failure. Basically, fired Terry Stotts was not the solution. A nightmare first season head coaching job, a bad situation for Chauncey Billups, getting rid of Norman Powell and Robert Covington, basically Gary Trent Jr., who looked promising, receiving Eric playoff no-show Bledsoe, Justin Winslow, Keon Johnson, a 2025 second from the Clippers. Portland showing the rebuilding ways, 2 quality players for a past his prime inefficient point guard. That's all they get. Shocking they couldn't get more in return, creating 21 mil trade exception, potentially 60 mil in salary cap for the summer. The question is, who wants to go to Portland in the first place? It's not appealing. Former GM fired from workplace misconduct earlier in the season. Longtime vet CJ McCollum out for Josh Hart, a future first. Thomas Satoransky got rid of Alexander Walker. Some picks, Larry Nance Jr. gone too. The Blazers backcourt was fun when they lasted for almost a decade, from 8 straight playoffs to CJ leading the team to the conference finals, Game 7 versus Denver, some of the greatest Blazers memories. It'll be near impossible for Dame Lillard to keep his word, wanting to remain loyal when the team ain't providing him with the right pieces. Nobody can blame Lillard for wanting to take his talents elsewhere. The franchise literally in shambles, now focusing on financial flexibility. Forget about that play-in tournament, their season's a wash. The biggest wash franchise losers, the Sacramento Kings, trading away their best player, their best 3-point shooter. De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis both can't shoot. Not a recipe for success in today's NBA. The team got rid of many young promising guys they drafted. How many more head coaches will they fire before becoming respectable again? That owner's a disaster. Everything he touches turns into a dumpster fire. Also, loser, Domantas Sabonis, who could have been used for many playoff teams, but instead he's been traded to the NBA's basement. Every star caliber player praised to not get traded to Sacramento. Literally the worst situation he's been put to. The franchise playing he can make a Chris Webber type impact. No disrespect, Domas a terrific player, but not superstar quality. I don't see the 6'11 big ever become a viable MVP candidate like C. Webb, on the trend for being stuck on a below average franchise. My prediction, Sabonis will be out of Sacramento in 2 years. Losers, Josh Jackson and Trey Lyles. The struggling high pick from the 2017 class, Jackson barely getting any results from the Pistons, a 7-point per game score from a bad team to another. What difference will it make in Sacramento? Will be a free agent after this season, fighting for a roster spot, while Lyles a 10-point scorer on a bad team, pretty much Bagley's replacement, 26 years old, an okay player, but won't be making too much noise. Loser, Dante DiVincenzo, from going to a championship contender to a franchise with no identity. Being injured last postseason, hasn't quite lived up to his production after returning just 7 points a game in 20 minutes off the bench after being a starter at 10 a game last season. Milwaukee's gonna make another deep playoff push. DiVincenzo will be putting up solid numbers on a bad team, a free agent after this season, likely go elsewhere after. Loser, PJ Dozier and Bo. Boston trading both players to the Orlando Magic. A terrible team, both out for the season. Celtics just making the right choice by saving money. Winner, Montrezl Harrell, finally ended up where he wanted to go in the first place, to the Charlotte Hornets in exchange for Ish Smith and Vernon Carey Jr. Trez will get a lot of easy buckets and slams from LaMelo Ball, an exciting team full of dunks after dunks for Charlotte. Winner, I'm gonna go with the Dallas Mavericks, although some of you might not agree with them trading Porzingis for Bertans and Spencer Dinwiddie. At least having the addition of Dinwiddie gives Dallas the insurance policy of Jalen Brunson when he gets a little pricey. The fact of the matter is, Porzingis missed almost half his games this season, can't seem to stay healthy, a shell of himself after that ACL injury. He wasn't going to be the answer for Luka Doncic anyway. Loser, Jeremy Grant, still stuck with the Pistons. He was supposed to be traded to many contending teams, but now stuck on a bad team, bad franchise. Too bad for him. Loser, Cam Reddish, being traded to the Knicks and repeatedly getting DNPs, not helping his case, a disaster. Probably would have been better off staying with Atlanta. Winner, Daniel Tice, loser Dennis Schroeder. Tice reuniting with his former team, way better than the Rockets situation. Schroeder, after getting hated by the Lakers and Celtics, now on a tanking Rockets team, too bad for him. Loser, the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook. Rob Pelinka for keeping Russell Westbrook. The team can't do anything, stuck in a bad position after taking that disastrous contract. 4 games under 500 at this point of the season. Even without Russ, the team still can't beat a weak Portland team that's trying to tank. An absolute dysfunction. A bunch of old players, plays no defense. Team looking like they're gonna be the 9th seed of the play-in. Even if they win the play-in, gonna get bounced in the round 1 to either Phoenix or Golden State anyway. All that hype, all the attention, all that media talk, breaking down every single one of their games. It's unfortunate for all the other good teams, they're not gonna get any attention because the mainstream media don't like to talk about them. Every Laker game, every Laker losses, they're gonna continue to keep losing. 3 times playing Golden State, twice against Phoenix. What else is new? Thank you so much for watching this video. What were some of your winners and losers of the 2022 trade deadline? Let me know in the comments below. I love all of you. See you next time.